We got a Fox News alert now, and it's not good news. 3 U.S. service members are dead, and at least 34 soldiers are seriously hurt in a drone attack carried out by Iranian-based militants over in Jordan, we think. Now, Defense Secretary Austin is expected to return to the Pentagon for the first time today since his mysterious hospitalization. So let's take a look at what's happening right now before we bring in our guest. This is where the actual attack took place, and we got troops here. And we have a huge sprawling embassy here. There are talks right now for our people to leave this region. And if you want to see how often these attacks happen, check this out. Look at these number of attacks that have happened since October 7th. And you could even have the same amount of attacks really since October 20th, let alone the ones in the Red Sea. And we have done nothing, almost nothing, just a handful of attacks back, which makes us wonder, what is our approach here? Here now to discuss this, Brigadier General Rob Spalding. General, great to see you. Your reaction to the attack over the weekend.
Well, first of all, the president talked about terrorism. It's not terrorism, it's state-sponsored attack. And then he said we're going to go after those responsible. And unfortunately, I've been expecting this for a while because we're not going after Iran, who's the one responsible. Here's what the president said over the weekend. Watch.
One last thing, I want to point out that we had a tough day last night in the Middle East. We lost 3 brave souls in attacking one of our bases.
Yes.
And I'd ask you for a moment of silence for all 3 of those souls. And we shall respond.
Shall respond. But we know this. We know the militias did it, but we know these guys are behind it. How long till we hit them directly and send a message? And will that be the most effective message possible in your view?
Well, look, war is politics by other means. And in this case, you're going after the Iranian regime. So what are the things that they care about? Well, first of all, economically, they care about oil. They sell weapons to Russia. The Iranian leaders themselves have personal assets that you can put at risk. We did this during the Kosovo War. We went after the Serbian leaders, the people that were supporting Milosevic. We went after their assets. We took them away. Within 2 weeks, they capitulated. This is something that you got to get Iran to stop attacking, and you have to go after those things that the Iranian leaders desire, cherish, or, are part of their personal assets.
All right, if that's indeed possible, the other thing that is pretty clear is Iran is coming apart on the inside. There's countless arrests. There's people extremely unhappy with that horrible regime. They deserve better, and there's some unrest there. Do you think they can afford to lose some of their oil wells? There are some sites that we could hit that would send a message. Do you think we should consider doing that?
I think we should do that. We should also look at targeting Chinese banks who are basically supporting the Iranian regime. You have to basically draw a noose, and we're not talking about a literal noose. In some cases, that might be needed, but right now, let's draw a financial and economic noose around the regime, specifically those, in the regime that have personal assets that you can take away, whether by seizing them or destroying them.
Hey, General, do you think that if China was hit consistently 159 times in the Middle East, that they would have a measured response?
No, I think, quite frankly, I just don't understand, our policy right now with regard to, this going on in the Middle East. If we're not going to protect our troops by going after those responsible, the Iranian leaders, then I think we should take them out of the region.
At the same time, the President of the United States' idea when he took office was, let's try to get a nuclear deal. And to do that, we'll do things that they like take the Houthi rebels off the terror list, and let's do some hostage exchanges and give them $6 billion. It's obviously an epic fail. But now this is something concerning. David Albright, a former UN weapons inspector, said this about the current state of the Iranian nuclear program. The unfortunate reality is that Iran already knows how to build nuclear weapons. Today, it would need only about a week to produce enough for its first nuclear weapon. It could have enough weapons-grade uranium for 6 weapons in a month, and after 5 months of producing weapons-grade uranium, it could have enough as many as 12. Does that make you want to react quicker or slow down?
No, I mean, it really, if they have nuclear weapons, it's going to be a different ballgame. You know, they're going to be off limits. And so I think I would be acting quicker. Certainly, I would be going after the enriched uranium, but I would also be going after the assets of the regime.
Yeah, very interesting. Everyone should keep this in mind. We lost 3 lives, 34 wounded. There's been so many other troops with traumatic brain injuries they call minor. That's because it's not their brains. I feel bad for the people in this region. They deserve to be protected, and obviously they're not. They're very susceptible. General, thanks so much.
Thank you.